Good day, everyone. We'll have another topic in our STS course, which is on the good life. Um, it has been a constant pursuit for us to achieve a good life. But what is good to me may not be good to another. And likewise, what may be good to you may not be good to me. Okay, so if we put this idea in the context of good life, what is good life to me may not be you may not consider it as a good life on your part, and again, likewise, what you consider as good life may not be considered as good life for me. Okay, so with this, we're going to explore what really is good life. Okay, but but in the context of science, technology, and society. Okay, so this is our learning outcome. You're going to evaluate human condition and the role of science and technology in contemporary society in pursuit of good life. Okay, so again, what does it mean to live a good life? Okay, so this is one of the oldest philosophical questions, and it can be posed in different ways. How should one live? Okay, so if he lives according to the norm of society, will it be considered as a good life? If he is rich, if he is famous, if he has power, um, can that particular lifestyle be considered a good life? Okay, and what does it mean to live well? Okay, so again, the good life, what does it mean to good life, maybe ask in these maybe post in different maybe post with these questions. Okay, so according to Westacott in 2018, there are different ways by which we can understand the meaning of a good life. These are moral life, life of pleasure, and fulfilled life. Okay, so the moral life, it is one basic way we use the word good is to express moral approval. So if it if you're doing something which is according to the norm of society, which we think is morally upright, then you are considered as good. So when we say someone is living well, if we define good life in the context of moral life, then um, we may simply mean that that particular person is courageous, honest, trustworthy, kind, selfless, generous, helpful, loyal, principled, and other positive attributes or characteristics. So these persons possess and practice many of the most important virtues. And take note, they don't spend all their time merely pursuing their own pleasure. Rather, they devote a certain amount of time to activities that benefit others. So these activities may be engagement with their family and friends, or through their work, or through various voluntary activities. In other words, if you're living a moral life, you are not self-centered. Rather, you extend yourself to others. Um, this may be in the form of time, effort, resources, and among others. It's because again, you're not just pursuing, or you're not just seeking pleasure for your own self. You want to extend yourself to others, and so you do charitable works. Okay, or voluntary activities. Okay, so Socrates and Plato both gave absolute priority to being virtuous person over all supposedly good things such as pleasure, wealth, or power. Okay, so according to these two philosophers, one who is living a good life puts priority to his or her virtue over other earthly things such as pleasure, wealth, or power. Okay, so Socrates, on the other hand, argues that it is much better to suffer wrong than to do it. That a good man has his eyes gouged out and is tortured to death is more fortunate than a corrupt person who has used wealth and power dishonorably. Plato claims that morally good person enjoys a sort of inner harmony, so whereas the wicked person is disharmonious, fundamentally at odds with himself and the world. So these persons or these people who are living an immoral life, should we say, um, does not enjoy inner peace. They're at chaos with themselves and the world. Okay, so and this is really true because when you do something wrong, we don't have that inner peace. Just imagine, just this for example, this case, you are having an argument, maybe with your parent. Okay, and you don't get inner peace. But if you are not if you don't have an argument, you're friends with anyone else, you have that inner peace, you have that security, and with that inner peace and with that security, that could mean good life. Okay, so many religions also conceive the good life in moral terms, as a life lived according to God's laws. So um, a person who lives this way obeys the commandments and performs the proper rituals, and in most religions, such piety will be rewarded. However, many people do not receive their reward in this life, so that is during afterlife. Okay, so they're doing good here on earth because they expect that by the time that they will die, their afterlife, I mean, they will be rewarded with the good works that they have done here on earth in the afterlife. Okay, so but believers are confident that their piety will not be in vain. Okay, it's because again they believe in God, that the reward is not here on earth, but it's in their afterlife. So and which is in heaven. Okay, for Hindus, they expect the law of karma, that that karma will ensure that their good deeds and intentions will be rewarded, while evil actions and desires will be punished, either in this life or in future lives. Okay, so um, even we Christians, we use the term karma from day to day, especially if somebody does something not good to us. Okay, we we curse them. Sorry for the term. That uh, a that bad karma will happen to them. Okay, and we also believe that if we do something good, we expect that something good will also happen to us, and that's good karma. Okay, that's for the belief of the Hindus. Okay, so according to Epicurus, the second classification of good life is the life of pleasure. So Epicurus, he's a Greek philosopher, said blatantly that what makes life worth living is that we can experience pleasure. But he didn't advocate that we lose ourselves in sensual debauchery for various reasons. Doing so well probably reduce our pleasures in the long term, since overindulgence tends to cause health problems and limit the range of pleasure we enjoy. Okay, so let's take you are drinking alcohols. Okay, so while drinking, of course, you enjoy, but in the long run, that would cause some serious health problems, and so that would limit the range of pleasure we enjoy. Because when we will have some sort of health complications, of course, we need to limit we need to limit ourselves from drinking alcohol. Okay, so also, the so called higher pleasures, such as friendship and study, are at least as important as the pleasure of flesh. Okay, so here, yes, we get pleasure from our friends, um, from our study, from our achievement, pleasure from our family. In other words, they give us happiness, and they are at least as important as the pleasure of flesh. Okay, so our desire for our desire for uh, our human desire, our desire for opposite sex. Okay, so the good life has to be virtuous. Although Epicurus disagreed with Plato about the value of pleasure, he fully agreed with him on this point. Okay, it's because as Epicurus said, that a good life. He relates good life with life of pleasure, but then again, He also at some he does not advocate that again we lose ourselves in sensual debauchery for various reasons, because come to think of it, you are living a life of pleasure because you get to enjoy what you want, but then again sooner or later it will have consequences, not just in our health, but any aspect of our life. And so we don't get to enjoy the pleasure anymore of alcohol, for an instance, in the long run, if we'll have health complications. So we need to minimize, and we need to be logical, and we need to have should I say sound decision making when indulging to something that gives us pleasure, because again, um that doesn't give us an assurance that we'll enjoy throughout our life. Okay, so sooner or later, we have to limit the range of pleasure that we enjoy. Okay, so hedonism, for the life of pleasure, devoted to what have called the lower pleasures, such as sex, food, drink, and sensual indulgence in general. So, in this view, to describe a person as happy means they feel good, and a happy life is one that contains many feel good experiences. So, these experiences are sex, food, drink, and sensual indulgence. Okay, and I think um, for most of us at our age, these are really how we define a good life. Um, yes. Okay, so next we also have the fulfilled life. For Aristotle, the good life is a happy life. But what does that mean? Today, many people automatically think of happiness in subjectivist terms. To them, a person is happy if they're enjoying a positive state of mind, and their life is happy if this is true for them most of the time. However, there's a problem with this way of thinking about happiness in this way, though. So, in this case, a fulfilled life, that happiness is lying alone on the couch all day with good TV and even better threats. Okay, so Aristotle ideas of what it means to live well is objectivist rather than subjectivist. So it isn't just a matter of how a person feels inside, although that really matters, no? It's also important that certain objective conditions be satisfied. So such as virtue, they must be morally virtuous. Health, they should enjoy good health and reasonably long life. So, for example, we'll go back to this example that we can consider this one happiness. You are lying all day on your couch watching good TV and even better threats. But then again, we need to consider our health as well. So, um, that means that we need to exercise also. We need to it may be walking, cycling, running, or whatever forms of exercise, because um, we need to have a good health, and with those activities that would give us that would give us long life. What I'm trying to say here is that um um this fulfilled life by Aristotle is, should I say, it's balanced. So when you compare it to the life of pleasure and the moral life, because actually lying on the couch all day can be considered as a life of pleasure. However, we need to consider as well the moral aspect of it. So the moral aspect of it is that we need to exercise also, maybe after lying all day on the couch, to give us good health. Otherwise, um, it will just turn out into a life of pleasure. Because then again, if you are just lying on the couch whole day for a whole week or whole month, that will just lead to health complications, and so you are no longer enjoying a life of pleasure. Okay, so that's why there's need to balance. Okay, next is prosperity. They should be comfortably off. Friendship, they must have good friends. Respect, they should enjoy the respect of others. Luck, they need good luck and engagement. They must experience their uniquely human abilities and capacities. So these I do not hold the copyright of this presentation. So I took the idea from this website and the image from this website. Okay, so your task is to read the article concerning the questions concerning technology found in this link, then write a summary and a brief reflection on the role of technology in achieving a good life. So you might consider technology as a part of a good life, of a moral life, a fulfilled life, or what's the other one? The life of pleasure. So it's up to you. It's up to your reflection on how really technology could give us or can help us achieve a good life. Okay, so it depends on your what kind of good life does technology will give. So motong tulo. Okay, so that ends my presentation, and um, thank you for listening.